a few road options if you want to go for a ride out to Wyangala Dam. So we thought we'd just take you through one of those options in a little bit of detail. So we'll start off with one of our favourite roads, the ride out to Trunkey Creek. The name of the road changes depending on where you are. Sometimes it's called Garland Road, and it changes depending on where you are on the road. So we always just call it Trunkey Creek. So it's from Crookwell to Trunkey Creek, and it's 87 kilometres in all, but it's an absolutely fantastic ride. It's our ride that we do if we just want to go for a ride one day and go out and back turn at Trunkey, about 550 kilometres round trip. But you can see by some of the footage it's got beautiful scenery, great surface, pretty well maintained, got a few potholes happening over the last year or so, but they've all been very well repaired, and you'll see that it's undulating, plenty of bends. Sit back if you haven't seen this road, it's definitely one to ride, and have a look at it now. This bit's the start of the ride down the Big Dipper. It's a lovely view going through there, and shortly after you go through a township of Chuona, and after Chuona the road just gets better, and probably some of the best road is after the town called Chuona. This road's actually got it all. It's got plenty of fast corners, slow corners, U-turns. It's got pretty much everything. A couple of bridge crossings. Very varied. It will keep you interested the whole way. It's actually one of those roads that you can ride in both directions and barely recognise what you've actually ridden on when you're coming back. But it's one of those both direction roads which are absolutely fantastic no matter which way you're going. There is the one lane bridge, which you occasionally will get a car coming the other way, but very rarely. There isn't a great deal of traffic, but there's probably two cars that time, but that's pretty rare. We most of the time go through. And this is going through the actual very tiny town of Trunkey Creek. You can stop off at the Black Stump Hotel for a drink, for a coffee, or even something to eat. The road continues out to Hobby Yards, but before you get to Hobby Yards, we make this left on the Neville Trunkey Road, which is a dirt road, pretty straight, pretty nice scenery, and very, very good quality surface for a dirt road, better than a lot of bitumen roads that are around. It's 12 kilometres of exactly what you're seeing now. So we'll give you a bit of a look at some of that surface. Pretty easy going, sit on a comfortable speed, and just sit back and enjoy the ride. We continue on passing through Neville onto Mandurama on the Mid-Western Highway, and we get off there pretty quickly and make a left on Garland Road, and that way we're not riding the highway and looking to take another dirt road, and there's a real benefit to the dirt road. But to get there, you've got to go through Garland Road, and it's one of the terrible roads around. You can see some of the surface. It doesn't go for too long, but I can remember how we were feeling as we were riding along, and we finally got to the dirt section of Garland Road, and we went, wow, how much better is this? And you'll see how the dirt is so much smoother than the bitumen surface of Garland Road. maybe they'll have that fixed one day, who knows. Garland Road becomes Court Pot Road, and from that point, well, before there even, it is a much better ride, quite nice on this bit of dirt, but we're actually getting to the jewel and the crown for this particular ride to go this route. You're missing out on going through Woodstock, and that's not a bad ride through Woodstock, nice little town, but we actually chose to take this particular route for this, to get onto this little dirt section. A lot more peaceful, no traffic, no cars, and there is a benefit that you'll see soon because the road changes name again. And it becomes Clements Road, and Clements Road is something pretty special because while you're riding along, you notice the scenery is beautiful, but you keep on heading towards the Wyangala Dam or the Wyangala Lake Wyangala, and it's on your left and you continuously see it. We're riding along and we say, oh, look at that, have a go, we're going to stop and check that out, and then we go a little bit further and there is a better view, and the further you go you get another better view. So we end up having a good stop and took this photo here, several photos like this. Quite amazing, the view from Clements Road. That's where we actually stopped, and I walked up over the hill to take that photo, but there was photos like that from the side of the road. Clements Road becomes a pretty good surface as well. You get a nice ride along the bitumen part, which is the end of Clements Road. Bitumen on Clements Road, pretty good quality, nice sweepers and nice scenery. Eventually you get to the end of Clements Road and to the intersection where you make the left to Wyangala Dam, and this is called Reg Hailstone Way, and this is the same road. If you went through Woodstock it would take you onto this road. So now we're meeting up and doing the typical ride that most people do. Reg Hailstone Way is also a pretty good ride actually. The road's not real wide, the surface is mainly very good, but it's got plenty of bends. Sometimes they're a little blind, undulating, nice scenery again, so it's quite a nice ride along this road, and eventually this one will wind you to the, passes the lookouts. This first one's Elliott's Lookout, where you can get another great view of Lake Wyangala, and eventually it takes you down to the dam, as you'll see. Get to the roundabout, and at the roundabout you can go left to Wyangala Waters State Park, right takes you to Derby Falls or Cowra, and straight ahead is the way you go. Another kilometre or so will take you to the actual Wyangala Dam itself. It's the only viewing point you've got. The other end of the road used to be available from Derby Falls Road, but that's been sealed, closed off. And of course, one of the reasons we did this particular ride was to see how full the dam was, because we've done it many times before and it's way lower than that. Then we decided to go around to see where the Spillway is, and I think it was the very next day or the day after they actually did a full release on the Spillway, which of course flooded the downstream towns. We will cross the bridge soon. We were trying to stand up on our bikes and see the water in the bridge, in the river under the bridge, which there was hardly any. So it's hard to believe this could be flooding towns a day later after seeing very little water in reality a day before. Darby Falls Road used to take you up to the other end of the dam and where you could ride across it, but that's closed and it's been closed for some time. The reason for going up here on this particular ride was to see the spillway, and you'll see we'll pull over to the left where you can actually park and take some photos and view the spillway. It's a pretty interesting view when the water is actually flowing. When it's not flowing, there's nothing to see, and you sort of get there and wonder why there's even a view to it. But if we were a day later, we would have seen an unbelievable flow, which a few people videoed and showed online.